none of these breeds are bad. I actually love every single one of them, and I love every chance that I get to work with them. But the problem is that people buy dogs based on the way they look and not... I'm about to make a lot of people angry, I'm guessing, because in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 5 most dangerous dog breeds. Now, before you lose your mind, I'm not saying any of these are bad dogs. I'm not saying you can't own one. I actually love every single breed on this list. They're some of my favorite to work with and some of my favorite breeds overall. The problem isn't the dog or its breed. The problem is who is adopting these dogs and who are buying these dogs. Because I'm ranking the dogs on this list based on one question. What happens when the average dog owner gets one? People, generally speaking, do not buy dogs for the right reasons. People get dogs because they look cool, or they like their aesthetics generally, or because they saw one on Instagram, or because they saw one in a movie, instead of asking themselves the only question that really matters. Can I realistically give this dog the life it was bred to live? Because if the answer is no, you're not just buying a pet. You're buying a liability, a bite liability waiting to happen. These dogs I'm about to talk about can easily become anxious, reactive, frustrated, and potentially even aggressive. And eventually, somebody usually ends up getting hurt. I see this all the time with my clients who get dogs that don't match their lifestyle, and eventually something goes wrong. And of course, not because they're bad dogs, but because they're in the wrong home, in the wrong lifestyle, in the wrong environment. Let's count down the top 5 most dangerous dog breeds. But before we get into it, if you enjoy honest, straightforward, no bullshit conversations about all things dog training, take a second and like this video for me. It really helps YouTube push this video to more dog owners in need. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I post every week about all things dog training and behavior, and I want you to be here. All right, starting with number 5, the Australian Shepherd. Man, I absolutely love this breed. I would say at least 30 to 40% of the dogs that I see in my facility are Australian Shepherds or some type of herding dog. These dogs are incredible. They're highly intelligent. They have a ton of drive. They love to learn. They love to play. They love to do so many things, but man, they are not for everybody. Sadly, I don't think anybody really understands how much work these dogs need and how clear you would have to be in order to give them a good life. I'll just be completely honest. Most people don't have the leadership qualities and skills to own this dog successfully. These dogs need mental and physical exercise every single day, and a stroll around your block ain't gonna cut it. But even more importantly than all of their exercise needs, mental and physical, these dogs need leadership. They need you to be able to be clear and set firm boundaries with them that they understand very, very clearly. This is not how it goes though. People that get Australian Shepherds get them because they are beautiful dogs, and then they just smother them with love and attention constantly. They're constantly giving them treats for absolutely nothing. So many of them that I work with are overweight because of this, because people just want to love on them, and these dogs were not bred for that. In the wrong hands, these dogs become anxious, they become highly reactive, potentially aggressive, fat, and just completely overwhelmed by everything in life. Another problem that I see with this breed is because people get them for the wrong reasons, mostly just because of their aesthetics, people have no idea how strong and resilient these dogs are. Your average owner is afraid to correct their dog, to set a boundary, to give a correction. People are afraid they're going to ruin their relationship with this dog, when in reality, they were literally bred to have their ass kicked on a field all day long by animals 10 times their size and get up and put them back in line. These dogs were bred to work all day long, not sit on your couch while you work from home. Most people's lifestyles don't match this dog. All right, on to the next one. Number 4, the German Shepherd. Everything I just said about the Aussie, double it. Because German Shepherds are double the size. They are more defensive. They are more territorial. They are far more suspicious of strangers. And they're just as prone to becoming an anxious dog like the Aussie. One of the biggest mistakes that owners make is thinking that barking equals confidence. It doesn't. Many German Shepherds are gonna bark, right? But most of them are barking because they're insecure. They're not protecting you and your family like you think. That's what the average owner thinks. The average owner thinks that every time the German Shepherd is barking, they hear something on their property and they're trying to defend their honor and their children, and that's just not what is happening there. So they'll praise it or they'll reward it in some capacity, and now we're rewarding reactivity. We're keeping German Shepherds anxious and reactive in that headspace all the time, when that's just not good for them. I'm actually working with an adolescent German Shepherd right now, and he's a wonderful dog. I'd known him since he was about 3.5 months old, and at that time, it was cake. He was just a young puppy. He was goofy. He had liked everything, had no idea how to bark. But now, he's about 7 months old, and he's starting to just become a German Shepherd. He's entering adolescence, so now he's starting to look at people a little bit differently. He's starting to become more barky, more easily frustrated, more suspicious. And I keep telling the owner here, and if you are in a situation like this, take this advice. This is when you address it. When the dog is starting to develop those more territorial behaviors, those more anxious or reactive behaviors, time to nip it in the bud right now. You need to address it right now, because if you don't, it's only going to get worse as the dog gets older. Again, this is not the dog being bad. This is the dog literally just becoming a German Shepherd. But German Shepherds are a lot. They're big, they're powerful, they can be defensive, they can be territorial, and they need strong leadership, clear guidelines, clear expectations from their leader. And most owners, again, unfortunately, don't have what it takes to really get a good German Shepherd. Okay, number 3 on this list, the Akita. I'll just be blunt with you. This is too much dog for you. Most likely, 99.99% of people, this is too much dog for you. These dogs are huge. They're big, they're strong, they're independent. They tend to be very dominant. They're often very aloof and content with making their own decisions without your opinion. These are dogs that are not really looking to please you. They're very independent. They like to do their own thing. They will do what they want, and they'll accept the feedback from you later. And that combination can be totally fine, and they can make really good pets if you're the right owner, which you probably aren't. If you're going to own this breed, you better be confident, you better be calm, you better be able to be assertive, you better be able to give clear boundaries and clear consequences when this dog oversteps its boundaries. Again, these are beautiful dogs. Just on the surface, when you're looking at them, it's hard not to be taken aback by just their beauty. But at the same time, if you're just looking for a big fluffy dog, please, I beg you, choose something else. Before I get into the top 2, do you have any of these breeds? Any of these breeds on this list surprise you at all? Let me know in the comments. Okay, number 2, you can probably guess where I'm going with this, but this is the Belgian Malinois. Honestly, serious question, who convinces dog owners to get a Belgian Malinois? No, seriously, like, why is this breed everywhere? Why is the average Joe Schmo off the street going to spend thousands of dollars and going to get a Belgian Malinois? I get the appeal here. These are beautiful dogs again, big time workers. They love to train. They're smarter than most people I know. As a professional dog trainer, I love and cherish every opportunity I get to work with a Mal, because it's honestly really easy to teach this dog things. But as a professional, I get to send the dog home. I get to leave and not have to work and live with this dog every single day of my life. I don't have what it takes to meet this dog's needs every single day. My lifestyle just isn't the fit. I could provide the leadership. I could provide the clear expectations, the guidelines. I just can't give this dog what it needs from a mental and physical perspective every single day right now. I work full time. I'm a business owner. I have a family. I have 3 dogs. I have social events that I like to go to. I like to be out with my friends, and I don't have enough time to dedicate to this dog. And the problem is that I don't live some crazy traveling lifestyle. I live a lifestyle like many of you, where you probably have exactly the same type of stuff on your calendar. But the problem is that people with these busy lifestyles get Belgian Malinois, and then they go crazy, and we wonder what happened, what's wrong, what's going on with this dog. This is another dog that 1 walk around the block, 2 walks around the block, 3 walks around the block, your puzzle toys, your enrichment toys, your snuff mats. This is not nearly enough. They need hard physical exercise every day. They need mental challenges every day, or they will create them in your house. And on top of all of that, if you're seeing a trend here, these dogs require very, very clear leadership. They need to know that you make the decisions in the house. You let them know who's okay to come through those doors. You let them know what's acceptable behavior on walks and in the backyard and every other situation. Every Mal that I've had a chance to work with is anxious, reactive, and even sometimes dealing with aggression issues because they just live a very different life than the one that they were bred for. And quite simply, this is just not a diss. This is just how it is as a professional that sees owners all the time. Most people do not have the leadership qualities that it takes to manage this dog and to give it a good, healthy, secure, safe life. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're a bad owner or that you can't have a dog. Just don't get this dog. All right, last but certainly not least, number one on this list for me as the most dangerous dog that the average dog owner should just completely avoid, the Cane Corso. If you know me at all, if you watched this channel, you knew this answer was coming. The Cane Corso is actually my second favorite breed in the entire world. Most of you guys probably know that I have a Cane Corso. His name is Booker. He's 5 years old. I adopted him 4 years ago, and I didn't know a damn thing about the Cane Corso breed, and had I known what I know now, I would have never gotten him. And don't get me wrong, I love this breed. I love Booker with all my heart. He's everything to me. He's exactly why I am here working as a dog behavior specialist now and a dog trainer. But this breed is a challenge. They are incredibly intelligent. They are incredibly territorial. They are incredibly defensive. This dog loves to work. They have tons of drive. They are loyal to a fault. But in the wrong hands, which is most of you, that is 99.99% of people, should never, ever, ever own a Cane Corso. This dog is nothing but a liability. And I know, and I can tell you that firsthand because I was the wrong hands. You see, when I first got Booker, I thought I knew everything. I had 3 dogs at the time. They were all 75 pounds and up. And I'm like, I just know everything about dogs. I know what to do. They're all well behaved. I can just add in another one to the mix. No big deal. And Booker humbled me real quick. He exposed every single weakness that I have as an owner. He made me literally have to become a dog trainer and specialize in reactivity and resource guarding and aggression and fear and anxiety, because this breed will absolutely step into that leadership role if you don't. They'll decide who belongs on your property, who they trust, what they guard, who they bark at, and sometimes who they bite. Because everything I said about the German Shepherd, take that up a notch or two. These dogs are even bigger. They're more powerful. Their bite force is off the charts. And they are not afraid to take matters into their own hands if they feel like you don't have it. And when push comes to shove and they make a bad decision, the consequences are enormous. Because at the end of the day, these dogs do not create fake leadership. They don't follow it. They expose fake leaders. Again, to sum this all up, none of these breeds are bad. I actually love every single one of them, and I love every chance that I get to work with them. But the problem is that people buy dogs based on the way they look and not the compatibility for their lifestyle or based upon the leadership that they're able to provide to that dog. People buy working dogs like the Australian Shepherd or the Belgian Malinois and wonder why they don't act like a Labrador. They buy guardian breeds like the German Shepherd, the Akita, and the Cane Corso, and then they wonder why they're guarding and then people can't come over just free will. Because you see, the breed isn't the problem. These breeds are just doing what they're genetically wired to do. The lifestyle mismatch, that's the problem. But if you can honestly provide these 5 dogs the leadership, the structure, the clear communication, the boundaries, the exercise, mental and physical, and the training and the consistency that they need, these will be some of the best breeds you could ever own. But if you can't, or honestly, if you just don't want to, and you have to be honest with yourself about whether you can and want to do this, then it's okay. There's no shame with choosing a breed that better fits your lifestyle. Trust me, that will be the best decision that you ever make for both you and your dog. As always, I'm the Big Dog Guy, and I'll see you in the next one.